Hey, I'm David Fu. I'm a field application engineer at Silex Technology America. Today, I'll be demonstrating how to evaluate the SX-NEWAH, the industry's first IEEE 802.11ah Wi-Fi module that operates in a sub-1 GHz frequency band. The NEWA offers a range of up to 1.5 kilometers, which exceeds traditional Wi-Fi technologies, and provides a much higher data rate than proprietary low-power wide area technologies such as LoRa and Sigfox. This is all powered by Noricom's NRC 7292 system on chip. Now let's get started. To complete this evaluation, you'll need a Windows PC laptop and two SX-NEWAH-EVKs. One will act as the access point and the other as the station. You can purchase the evaluation kit through our distributors like Future, Arrow, and Mouser. Inside the kit, you'll find everything you need to get up and running. Here you'll find an insert with information on where to find documentation for the SX-NEWAH, the Raspberry Pi 3 Model B, the AC adapter for the Raspberry Pi, the SX-NEWAH-EVK, the AC adapter for the SX-NEWAH, the antenna for the SX-NEWAH, and the micro SD card loaded with image for a plug-and-play experience. This fully optimized and enhanced image is pre-installed on the SD card, which contains the radio driver, security supplicant, and other evaluation tools. Please refer to the user manual for full details. Okay, let's start plugging things in. First, take your SX-NEWAH-EVK and plug it into the Raspberry Pi. And then take your micro SD card, which comes preloaded with your evaluation software. You want to plug this into the back of your Raspberry Pi. Then you want to take your antenna and make sure you plug it in to the NEWAH-EVK. Then take your AC adapter for the NEWAH-EVK and plug it in. And then take your AC adapter for the Raspberry Pi and go ahead and plug that in. And last but not least, you want to go ahead and plug in your Ethernet cable for your computer and plug it in to the Raspberry Pi. And now let's take a look at the terminal application process. There are two methods for console connection. One is the connection using HDMI, which displays the GUI interface of the Raspberry Pi. And the other is the connection using a network access, SSH, from a PC. In this example, I will be showcasing SSH connection. Before we start SSH, it's necessary to set the static IP address of the wired LAN adapter of the PC to the same segment as the Raspberry Pi. Here, I have already opened up the network connections. You right-click on Ethernet, Properties, Internet Protocol version 4, and use this example, IP address of 192.168.0.1, subnet mask 255.255.255.0. Once this has been completed, go ahead and open up your terminal software. In this example, I'll be using Tera Term. Start a new connection. Type in the host IP address of 192.168.0.10, TCP port number 22, service SSH. You'll be prompted with a SSH authentication. The username is Pi. The password is Raspberry. Once you see the script below, you'll know that the login is completed. Next, I will demonstrate how to check IP communication for a wireless connection after the SX-NEWAH-EVK is turned on in either access point mode or station mode. You'll need two SX-NEWAH-EVK units to which the configuration has been made, either to access point or station mode. Here I will demonstrate how to start in AP mode. The first command you will use is the sudo insmod. This command loads the driver. Please be sure to wait 5 or more seconds before starting the next step. Then I will use the sudo ifconfig command. This activates a wireless interface. Next, I will use this command, which transmits power settings. Next, I will set the maximum aggregation size. Then I will set a short guard interval. Then I'm ready to start host APD. The last step is to configure the IP address for a wireless interface. For your second Raspberry Pi, you'll need to change the IP address of the Ethernet connection. Next, I will show how to change the IP address of your Raspberry Pi's Ethernet 0. So go ahead and connect to your Raspberry Pi. This is the second Raspberry Pi that you have. Again, username is Pi, password is Raspberry. Once you're here, go ahead and type in the sudo nano command. We're going to edit the dhcpcd.config file. In here, you want to edit the static IP address field. I will change this number to 20. Then press Ctrl O. You want to write the file name to this file. Go ahead and press Enter. Press Ctrl X. Execute sudo power off. Press Enter. And the next time Raspberry Pi is started, the specified value of your IP address will be Ethernet 0. Note that you might have to power cycle the device. Once you have power cycled the device, go ahead and start a new connection. Change the host IP address to your new IP address. Again, type in your username, password, and this time I'm going to set this NEWAH-EVK to a station mode. Note that most of these commands are the same except for the last two commands. So again, I will load the driver. I'll activate a wireless interface. I'll transmit the power setting. I'll set the maximum aggregation size. I'll set a short guard interval. And this command is where I will start the WPA supplicant. The last step is where I will configure the IP address for a wireless interface. Now that you are set up, you can check the communication between the units with a ping command. Now I will go ahead and change over from the station mode to the AP unit. Again, from the AP unit, I change back to the other IP address. I log in. From here, I can go ahead and send a ping command. I'm sending it to 192.168.200.2, which is the destination IP address. Minus C100 sets the number of ping communications, which is 100 times. This specifies the interval of ping communication, which is 0.2 seconds. And this specifies the ping data size, which is 100 bytes. On the screen, you'll see the ping communication being executed. And if you see any result of packet loss, it will be shown as 0% after the ping command is completed. Here we can see that 100 of the packets have been received and 0% packet loss. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions or would like to discuss your application, please contact Silex Technology through the information shown here. We look forward to hearing from you.